Okay, so if you're looking to get into your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, you may be asking yourself the question, what happens if you start your business without a business plan? Is it something that you legally have to have? Do you literally need to make one, or can you just start a small business and get up and running? Well, I'm going to give you a few reasons as to why you may need to make one, but is there legally a necessity for one? Absolutely not. You can definitely start a small business without having a business plan, but in this podcast, which we will definitely go ahead and record for YouTube and put it up for you guys to see on our YouTube channel as well. This podcast is going to be all about what exactly happens if you start your business or a food business without a business plan. So my name is Damian Roberti. Quite a few years ago, as you may or may not know, I am a food entrepreneur. I started an e-commerce business with my wife, and 12 years later, we operate 6 e-commerce businesses that bring in 6 figures a year. We do quite well for ourselves, but it has taken a lot of work to get to where we are, don't get me wrong. So I created my YouTube channel here to help you guys, in our podcast, of course, and down below in the descriptions, by the way, you can check out all the links. We are on multiple platforms on our podcast as well. But I created a YouTube channel to help you guys understand the world of food business and food entrepreneurship, but also small business and getting started with e-commerce, and that's how we make a full-time living. So let's dive right into this. Number one, Damian, did you ever have a business plan when you first started? Absolutely not, actually. And to tell you the truth, when I started, the first thing I did before our e-commerce business, we operated a brick and mortar Italian bakery. And that was a big leap of faith for us to do that. And it was actually successful. It was pretty successful. It was definitely a lot of room for improvement, a lot of things that we learned along the ways. But to being able to do this on our own, my wife and myself completely and utterly financed it ourselves, literally built it out, and started it. It was a big learning experience, but it was great. I wouldn't change it for the world. Everything that we did was fantastic as far as what we learned, and that's what brings me here to YouTube with all the experience that I've taken from that and e-commerce. So did I start a business plan? I didn't. Should I have? To be honest with you, yeah, probably. I look back at it, it was something that I really didn't focus on at the time, because when we started our business, it was actually a necessity. There was a need for us to do it because we both got laid off. So anyway, so yes, business plans are great, but you don't need one legally to start a business, as I mentioned. But here's a few things that you may want to think about if you are trying to start a business without one. One of the biggest things is you're not sure your finances or your investment. A business plan actually gives you the opportunity to sit down and really take a hard look at what's going on in your own life, your personal life, as far as your finances, your schedule, what kind of a lifestyle you think you're going to have. And then from there, create what you may or may not need as far as financial investment in your small business. Because you may have great credit and you want to use credit cards. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Maybe you have a good amount of money in your 401k, or you've got some money in stocks and you can cash them in. I did that as well. I actually cashed in all of our 401k and maxed out our credit cards because that was the funds that we had available. So with a business plan, it's really going to allow you an opportunity to truly look at what you have available and what you may need moving forward to start your business. But if you don't write a business plan, you're not going to sit down and think about these things. You're just going to simply figure out the product, try to find a place to make it, and then start selling it. There's going to be a lot of unknowns. Now, there is a lot of unknowns of being an entrepreneur, but a business plan will help you eliminate those unknowns because you can sit down and realistically look at what you have. So, finances. Where are you going to get the money to start your business? That's what a business plan will do. You need to sit down and find out how much you have and how much you have access to. Maybe you have great credit. You can go get a personal loan to start it. Nothing wrong with that. You can start at home, start small. But finances and investment, those two are the most pivotal things when starting any business, for that matter. But that's what you're going to find out when you write down in a business plan. So the next one is, what are your goals? So if you don't create a business plan and you just start your business, what are the goals? Why are you starting the business? What are the goals for the first year? How many things are you looking to? How many units are you looking to sell? Where are you going to sell? Is it going to be e-commerce? Are you going to start brick and mortar? Are you going to try to sell a product to retail stores? So what are your goals? That is something that will allow you to sit down again, brainstorm, come up with some ideas and put it on paper so you understand what your goals are. That's something that honestly I didn't do before because, again, our necessity was I just need to start making money. And we just dove right in, right? So having the opportunity to take the time to write down your goals are ultra important. Okay, number 3, not sure of what to sell. So obviously the business plan is not only about finances and money and who you're going to hire and all of that and what you forecast your sales to be, but it's also about what exactly you're going to sell. Have you even determined what product or maybe a service? If the product is something you're going to make, are you going to make a product? Are you going to buy a product that's pre-made and resell it? Are you going to go to something like Alibaba or something like overseas and you're going to have a private label product made for you with your name on it, have you thought about that? Are you going to just simply resell products in general? So these are the things that you need to think about as far as what exactly you're going to sell. And if you don't have a business plan, and again, you don't sit down with a pen and piece of paper, write out some ideas and come up with a conclusion. It just doesn't have to be a perfectly written thesis, for crying out loud. It's a business plan. It's meant to be written and then obviously rewritten as your business evolves and changes. Your business plan needs to evolve and change with that too. So figuring out what you're going to sell is obviously something that you need to be aware of, okay? Now, next up, the important thing is not sure of marketing. The most pivotal thing, aside from finances, in my opinion, after all the lists I'm going to give you here that I've got written down, all of the things, marketing is crucial to whether or not your business will even survive a month, let alone years. If you don't know that you're there, if you're having a brick and mortar store, if they don't know that you're there because you're not marketing, you're not advertising, you're not doing some method, you're not writing out some goals as far as where you're going to market and how you're going to advertise and who you're going to get in touch with, how are you going to do that? And if it's online, it's going to be all about marketing because it's so saturated online with all kinds of businesses. How are you going to get found? So if you're not sure about your marketing and you don't create a business plan, you're already dead in the water. It's just, you're not working. It's not going to work for you, okay? So you need to make sure that the marketing is something that's really important. Not sure of your demographic. Now, you figured out your product, you got a great idea for marketing, but you know what? The marketing is not going to work unless you know the demographic. Who is your customer? Who's going to be buying the product? You truly need to do some research and find that out. Because if you're going to social media and you want to run ads, you need to know who are you aiming those ads at. If you're going to be using other forms of social media, as far as tapping into groups on Facebook or LinkedIn, you need to know who these people are, who's going to buy your product. If you don't know that, and of course you haven't created a business plan to include that, it's not going to work, okay? You got to make sure that you've got the demographic. You need to know the customer before you even begin this enterprise. Because if you don't, you're going to be just kind of throwing money in the wind, trying to hopefully that lands, that your ads and your Facebook ads are landing to people that are needing to watch it. So demographics, know who they are. The next up, if you have a partner, this is something that gets truly, truly tricky and it gets really complicated. If you have someone that's obviously not your spouse or someone that you're related to, but bringing on board a partner of any kind, what role is that going to make? What role are they taking on? If you don't spell that out specifically on a business plan, if I'm the owner and the founder of it and I have someone come on board, what are my responsibilities? What are their responsibilities? You need to understand who is in charge, who is sharing some of the responsibility, what are the roles of those people. Maybe you're bringing on 3 or 4 people. But if you don't spell that out in a business plan, you don't have it written down and nobody knows specifically, you're going to be butting heads with a lot of people and it's not going to be productive. It's going to be counterproductive and you're going to be closed very soon. So if you have a partner, you're bringing people on board or even employees, you need to know what are they doing, what's everyone's responsibility. And that's one of the amazing things about business plans is you can spell that out. Everybody's on the same page, okay? Next up, you can't approach investors. So if obviously you're looking to have a bank invest in you, angel investor, venture capitalist, or whatever it may be, whatever term you want to use and whatever group of people you seek out for financing, you want to make sure that you have a business plan because they're going to, first thing they're going to ask you is, hey Damian, that sounds like a great idea. You pitched on the phone. Now where's your business plan? Because I'm not going to give you $2 or $3 million for your business if you have no clue as to what it's all about. And again, all of the things I had just repeated, they're going to ask you all those questions. So not having a business plan and trying to get financing, that's like fishing with your fingers. It's not going to work. Okay. So next up, full vision of your company. Finally, this is the last one. You need to have a full vision of your company from beginning to end, from where you're going to start to where you expect to be in 6 months to 2 years to 5 years or 7 years. What kind of finances, partnerships, what kind of employees, what kind of product are you doing? How are you marketing? All of these things encompass the full vision of what you're going to do. And if you don't have that on paper and you're just kind of spitballing it and you're coming up with it as you go along, it's not going to work. The more concrete your startup is, those few months to about a year to 2 years, the more concrete you can make that foundation, the more successful you're going to be. Most small businesses actually don't succeed after, I think, 2 or 3 years. And if you exceed that 3-year mark, you're pretty good chances you're going to stay in business for a while, obviously, unless you mismanage it. But you need to have a vision of what you're going to do. And the vision encompasses all of it. 5, 6, 7 years from now, you want to be doing $10 million, great. Well, what are you going to do between now and the 5 or 6, 7 years in order for you to be doing $10 million? All of that spelled out as far as what needs to be done is on your business plan. So what happens if you start your business without a business plan? You could still start a business and you could succeed, but without one, it's going to be a little difficult for you to really have a good foundation to build on. So having a business plan is truly, truly helpful. So obviously check out down below in the description section, there is a website that actually, I'll put a link down to, that offers help writing business plans, and they actually even write them for you. So if you want, double check that link, and then of course I'll see you guys on our next video. Thanks.